Alright guys, this video is not so much a lesson as something that a lot of you need to hear. It's based on a video we put out a couple of months ago about the 95% of traders failing, and I want to give you a bit of a reality check because I think some of you really need it. Now, just before we get into that, you may have noticed that so far this year we're bringing out videos more regularly. It's like the old days with the Duomo initiative. And the reason for that is that when we reviewed our content at the end of the year, we realized that probably we weren't doing enough for you. So we thought we'll bring out more videos more regularly so we can cover more diverse subjects and improve your trading in all areas. But the reason I'm bringing that up now is because also, if you head over to our Facebook page, there's stuff there that we don't cover on this channel. And in particular, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, at least for now, at 1 PM UK time, I'm doing live streams where I break down the markets and talk about my analysis, the trades that I'm looking at, and just general bits and pieces, as well as answering your questions. So if you're not already following us on Facebook, go and head over there. It's always good to have like a practical dive into the markets. And I've seen a couple of comments recently about like asking if we do live streams, so you can check them out there. Now let's get back to the topic of this video. So you may remember a couple of months ago, we had that video where I was breaking down the statistic of 95% of traders losing and explaining why probably it's not that bad for most people. It's just a case of getting the right ingredients in your approach to trading. And that video was quite popular. We also had a podcast and an article about the same topic, and people liked them and shared them and appreciated it. But the thing is, I think for most people, it was, I guess, what we call like motivation porn, where they'll probably be watching that video, someone reinforces this belief that you can make it in trading, and then probably they'll switch that off and go and watch something on Netflix or something like that. It's not that they switch that off and then go and work their asses off their trading. And I think that's the real problem. You see, the first thing is that I don't actually think most people learning to trade are working hard enough. And those of you that think you are working hard enough, your standard of what counts as hard work is actually way off what it needs to be. And I want this to be a reality check because otherwise, lots of you are going to do what you think is enough and never ever succeed. Now, do I think that everyone has a chance to succeed in trading? I'd say yes. Like, I don't think you need any sort of inherent characteristics that are going to make you better or worse. You learn to adapt to the way that you are as a person, you learn the right way, and anyone can make it. It's just like anything. When we talk about fixed and growth mindsets, if I was to say to you that, no, it's only certain types of people that can learn to trade and succeed in it, that's just a fixed mindset. I don't believe in that. I believe in the growth mindset and that anyone can achieve things, anyone can get good at any skill, trading included, but you have to put in the work in the right way. So some of you would have watched our Great Trader series, and those of you that haven't, it's linked down below in the description box. And some of you are probably bored of me bringing it up, but the reason I bring it up all the time is because in that series of 3 episodes, we condensed a lot of the science and psychology of learning skills and becoming world class at something. And it's really important to understand and embrace those things. People can learn things by dabbling, by doing a bit here and there. You can learn and achieve things, but it's not the same as being focused with a real plan and going through your learning with purpose. Trading is a skill, and if you look at any other skill, you're going to see the same thing. So look, rather than getting bogged down in the science and psychology of learning and what you need in a development plan and what steps you need to take, we've done all that before. Instead, this is about having a reality check so we can get back on track. So let's look at this from a high level. I think if you want to succeed in an industry, there's basically 3 broad categories you can be in. The first one is that you've got some sort of background in that, whether it's through your education or previous work that you've been in, that gives you a bit of a head start that you kind of take to it and you understand what you're doing. The next is that you know people who can help you to get ahead, that you've networked, or your uncle knows someone that can get you a job somewhere and sort of get pushed to the front of the line and you get exposed to things that you wouldn't be exposed to otherwise. And the third thing I think is about working hard and doing things the right way. Now imagine if there is someone who already has one of these 2 categories, they've got a tick in those boxes, and then they're also outworking you. Now, do you think that you're going to succeed ahead of them? Probably not. If they're outworking you, if they've got all of the head starts and advantages that you don't have, then what chance have you got of succeeding ahead of them? Now, this is the reality check I want some of you to have. You might sit there and think to yourself, but I don't care about being the best trader in the world. I just want to make a little bit of a side income. And that's all well and good, but you still need to work to develop the skills to get there. And the fact is, some of you are also looking at what you do and you're like, yeah, it feels like I'm doing enough. But if you're not progressing, you're probably not doing enough. Maybe you're spending time staring at the charts, but that's not the same as developing the right way, going through deliberate practice, actually following a learning plan. You know, it's been proven time and time again that when we feel that we are adequate at a skill, not even great at a skill, but adequate, we can perform it to a certain level, we stop developing. That's when we go into ordinary mode. So we have to keep pushing ourselves to the edge of our comfort zone to be learning new things. So that means if there's an area of your trading that you hate because you're not good at it and you feel like I just can't get it, that's what you need to be focusing on. If you know it's an important part of your trading, don't think to yourself, I'll come on to that eventually, but for now I just want to focus on the things that I'm good at. That's not going to help you develop. And if you're not where you want to be with your trading, then that's what you need to stay away from. So look, I don't want this to just be an empty rant video where you get someone complaining you're not working hard enough, look at yourself, think, I don't know, maybe I could do a little bit more, and then don't do anything about it. I at least want you to walk away with something that's actionable. So here's what I think you need to do. You need to break down your day into segments. Okay, if you leave yourself with a whole day which is just for trading, you're probably not going to achieve as much as you need to. You need to set plans, targets, and a development plan for everything you're doing. So let's say you want to learn about fundamentals. Well, rather than just saying you're going to read up on stuff in the financial news, break it down. What are you going to read? What are you going to do with that information? Why are you doing it? And what objectives do you want to have achieved by the end of that session? The same with your trading. If you're not yet profitable in just doing a trading session, what areas of your trading is it you're focusing on? What do you want to achieve by the end of that session? How are you going to do it? And then block your time so that you know in advance, okay, today this is what I'm going to do. Now, inevitably, what everyone does if they set a routine for themselves is that they're over ambitious. They're like, I'm going to do this every day, 9 till 10, this at 11, this at this time. And what happens is that they deviate from the plan and end up not following any plan at all. They forget they even created the plan. They get the alerts from their calendar, ignore them. Because you can't stick to a plan that's not realistic. So instead, what you should do is do a trial run. Spend a week going through that plan, and then the next week you can revise what you did and say, okay, this is a more realistic plan, and stick to something that you know you can achieve. And what happens is that even if you're not progressing with your trading, you're progressing with sticking with your plan, and you know that that plan is going to get you to where you need to be. And you can start seeing these progressions and improvements in different areas of your trading, all the smaller skills that make up the bigger, more complex skill, and you're going to sort of get positive feedback from that, more motivation. And the more you learn, the more motivated you get, the better you get, and so on, until you're really progressing and putting in the work and the effort that you need to. So stop dabbling. Stop just taking it as a hobby, because all you're doing is wasting your time. And life's too short. So either ditch trading now, never come back to this channel, never start another trading lesson again, close your trading account, or take it seriously and let's push on together. So if you're determined that you are going to put in the right amount of work and today is going to be the start of something big for you, make a commitment, leave a comment down below letting me know what you're going to do. Tell me that you're going to work just as hard as the people that are top of their game, and you're going to realize that you can't coast along doing barely anything and think you're going to be in the top 5%. Let's make that commitment today. Let's do this together this year. Let's really focus, work hard. Let's all hit the thumbs up button on this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one, guys. It's coming tomorrow. See you then.